Hey there, I'm BunBunHD and I'm here to teach you all about gathering skills in New World. We'll talk about the different gathering tools and their perks, temporary buffs and boosts to your skills, how to navigate the map to find what you're looking for, how to level effectively, as well as any tips I've picked up along the way. There are 5 gathering skills in total, and they're very important, directly feeding into the other 12 trade skills and supplying the economy. The max level for any trade skill is 200. You're able to raise every skill up that high, so you aren't forced to specialize by only choosing 1 or 2. To gather resources, you'll need the appropriate tool. They're always on you, won't contribute to your weight class, and you use them automatically when you start to gather. The first level, Flint, you'll get through simply doing the beginning quests in the first town you meet. The next levels will be Iron at level 5, Steel at level 20, Star Metal at level 40, and Orichalcum at level 60. Higher tiers mean a faster gathering speed, as well as more perk slots available. There is a chance for an item to have a lower requirement, meaning you can use them sooner. For example, my Star Metal skinning knife only needed 34 in my combat level to use it, as opposed to the base of 40, so shopping around can be super useful. To clarify, this is your overall combat level and not the level of your trade skill. You could have 0 in your actual logging skill, but still equip an Orichalcum axe as long as your combat level was high enough. Personally, I've enjoyed leveling everything as I go, but you're free to play how you like. The different perks you can have for your tools are Durability for more use out of it before you need a repair, Azoth Extraction for a % chance to gain Azoth from gathering from a node. This usually just nets you 1 Azoth, but it really adds up during farming. Yield to increase the number of items you get per node. Discipline increases experience gained, Alacrity for a small movement boost when you finish gathering from a node, and Luck increases the chance of getting rarer secondary materials from nodes. You have a small base chance already that grows as you level, but this just increases that. As for what I think the best perks are, it would be Discipline, Yield, and Luck. These provide the most profit and a faster leveling experience. While a tool is the only thing you need to start gathering, you can benefit from certain foods that buff your skills, potions that temporarily buff encumbrance, certain skill point thresholds, such as a 25% chance to fully mine an ore node with a single swing at 300 strength, as well as certain clothing perks. You can have an entire separate outfit that you wear if you're planning on gathering a bunch of a specific material during a farming run. However, this can be a bit tricky to manage with your storage and inventory as they take up weight. Bags increase your overall carry weight limit, but can also lessen the weight of certain types of materials, like all pelts or any ore, so that you can carry more before you're encumbered. Don't worry too much about getting the best of everything right away. These are simply added boosts to keep in mind as you play. Flint tools can't have perks, and iron tools only get 1. So using anything you find in those tiers is great. You'll level up quickly enough that you shouldn't have to worry about getting good perks on tools until at least steel. For steel and above, either craft them yourself, ask in global or your company chat if someone can make them for payment, or if you supply the base materials for them to get it together, or look at the trading post to see if there's any there. I'd recommend caution when trading directly, however, as there's always people trying to scam. I should have a guide about trading and the trading post, as well as crafting skills out soon that you can check out if you have any questions about those. The first skill we'll be going over will be the first one the main quest has you do, skinning. Lots of animals can be skinned. As you run from place to place, you're sure to run into your fair share of beasts. Once they're defeated, their bodies will glow and you can skin them. The drops you get from skinning are mostly meats, so pork, poultry, red meats, etc., which are extremely valuable for your cooking skill. You'll also get skins and hide, which when turned into leather are important for a multitude of skills. In terms of animals, hares, birds, and elk will run away when they see you, forcing you to chase them down. Usually they die in one hit, though elk are a bit more sturdy and usually require a few attacks. Boars and bison will ignore you until you hit them. Then, boars just attack while bison half trample, half run away from you. Predators like cats, wolves, crocodiles, and bears will attack you when they notice you regardless of your level. Be extra careful around crocs and bears as they're considered elite type mobs and can deal out a lot of damage. A good thing to keep in mind when playing is that all enemies have a cone of vision, meaning you can get as close as you want behind them, but once they see you or you deal damage, they'll react. The musket excels in hunting. Since there's no projectile travel time with it, it's easier to hit animals running away in a sporadic path. However, any ranged weapon helps out a lot. Personally, I just use my great axe to catch up and pull them into me, but range is best. There will also be some beasts starting around level 30ish that are unique and require levels in other skills, like the Horus Bear that requires 100 mining instead of skinning. Normal skinning requirements increase as the animal's combat level increases. At level 0 tracking, you can skin up to level 10 enemies, while in order to skin level 67 enemies, you need 200 in your skinning level. I recommend skinning any chance you get, regardless of if you have room for the loot. If you become over-encumbered, simply drop it on the ground. Constantly getting experience will prevent you from being in the endgame but not able to collect from high-level enemies due to your low skinning level. Dexterity is the attribute associated with skinning, giving these buffs at certain skill thresholds. It costs either money or Azoth to reallocate your attribute skills, so it might not be worth it for you to switch your primary attributes solely for these buffs. Harvesting has quite a bit to it. Although bushes, bulrush, briar, and flint can be grabbed off the ground, similar to how you harvest, you won't get experience for doing so. Herbs, hemp, and berries will be the most common nodes you'll find. Hemp gives fibers, which are usually weaved for linen, and in turn are used in a multitude of skills. Herbs look purple and always give hyssop, as well as having a good chance for a random secondary ingredient used for cooking, like thyme or garlic. While subject to change, this is where to find specific spices from herbs. On the subject of cooking, farm crops also give harvesting experience and are super important. While running around farms, you'll normally be able to spot a crop growing in rows. Squash, cabbage, corn, potatoes are some of what you can find, and all are very much needed by cooks. Magical creatures spawn on a log, and which magical creature it will be is random. They can be gathered at level 0 and tracked at level 175, giving motes and higher tier reagents occasionally. Magical plants such as Blythe will give you wisps, motes, essences, and quintessences, and are gatherable at level 30. These are used in a bunch of other skills and are really good to pick up when found. There are different fungi that can give pigment for making dyes, as well as mushrooms for cooking and crafting arcana components. Intelligence is the harvesting attribute. Logging is super straightforward. The main resource will be wood. Remember, bushes give some green wood, but you won't get experience for it. Young trees are the only thing you can log at level 1 and give you green wood. At level 50, mature trees give you aged wood. Some species look fairly similar, so sometimes you just have to walk up and see what type of tree it is. Weird wood can be cut at 100 and tracked at 125, and ironwood at 175 and 200 respectively. Since trees are extremely common, you only track ironwood and weirdwood. Logging is important for woodworking, as you refine it into usable lumber for many items. Since there's a lack of variety and only 2 types of trees you can log until level 100, logging can be a bit dull. I'd recommend watching a stream or YouTube channel on the side while you grind out some levels. I also heard rumors of a place where the entrance was blocked by ironwood trees, requiring a skilled logger to proceed into the depths. The attribute that benefits logging is Constitution. Mining is one of the most important skills. Almost every crafting skill benefits from something that's mineable. Boulders and lodestones provide stones. Though not super useful aside from turning into bricks for the town board, boulders provide some okay experience for the early levels. Seeping stones can be mined at 20 and are rarely found outside of marshes. They provide oil, which is used in many weapon coatings and furnishing recipes. Elemental nodes or alchemy stones are all mineable at level 50 and tracked at 75. They're similar to magic plants, as they give motes and wisps that benefit arcana and gem cutting. Next, we have hard metals, which are materials that go into just about everything. Iron, star metal, and orichalcum veins all provide ore that is used in most weapons and armor. Iron also is turned into steel with the help of charcoal. The last type of mining nodes are precious metals. This includes silver, gold, and platinum. These are used to make almost all of the craftable jewelry in the game. Look for caves and dens, as wolves and bears normally live close to these nodes. Precious gems are also gathered as a secondary item from precious and hard metal nodes. Either turned into jewelry or upgraded into gems for slotting directly into your equipment, gems are highly sought after. Points put into strength benefit mining as well. Fishing is one of the newest skills added to New World, and therefore still needs some work. You can fish in saltwater or freshwater, and both give different types of fish. Searching briar, reeds, and bushes will give you some basic bait to make fishing a bit quicker, but it's not necessary to catch a fish. Simply throw out your line, wait for the movement and noise cue, and start reeling in. There will be a tension gauge that fills up as you hold down your mouse button, and the line will snap if you let it build up too much. Hold it down until it's close to the edge, then wait as it naturally goes down. Repeat this until you catch a fish. Sometimes you'll see a hot spot appear in the water. Landing your hook in there will increase the rarity of what you catch, as well as speed up how quickly you get a bite. Always fish inside them when they appear. Sometimes you can get something other than a fish. You'll know it's an inanimate object if when you let go of the tension of your rod, it doesn't pull away from you. Normally it'll be a hammer or boot you can scrap into some materials, but sometimes it'll be a treasure chest with precious gems, metal, and gold as well. You can use some of the whole fish in cooking, but usually you want to salvage any fish you find. This breaks them down into fillets for meals and secondary crafting components. Focus is the fishing stat. Leveling up your gathering skills is fun, profitable, and is an important first step in supplying the other trade skills. In my next video, we'll dive more into refining the things we've gathered, and in the last video in my series, I'll talk about turning them into a final product with your crafting skills. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.